because they like the old plan. So Nancy Pelosi takes to the Twittersphere at POTUS. She wants to know about your experiences and share your thoughts about why we must protect our health care. And right off the bat, Obamacare has led to higher cost and fewer health insurance options for millions of Americans. How has it impacted you? And here it is. You ready? My costs have skyrocketed under Obamacare, out of pocket almost twice that paid pre-Obama. It backfired. Tell us your stories. Tell us your great stories of all the great things. And right there, what a huge embarrassment for her and for all Democrats. Even Bill Clinton, when he was on the stump for his wife, said what a crazy, wacky idea Obamacare really was and what a disaster it was. I mean, those on the left know it was a disaster. They were just hoping, praying that somehow it would be just evened out and would work out, but it wasn't. Nobody's trying to negotiate. Nobody's trying to make deals. And the problem is that all these lobbyists, for the pharmaceuticals, they're not going to lower their price, haven't made it fair. And there's inclusion. It is a debacle. It's been that way. And it's not going to be an easy fight. I've said this from day one when it comes to putting that plan together for how many tens of millions of Americans that need this care. And to be on that, it's not going to be easy, but you have to have a deal maker like a Donald Trump to negotiate to make sure prices are reasonable and it's fair, and that you don't have this monopoly going on with all these insurance companies that have really gotten us big time in trouble, as you know. And far too many seniors that I talk to have told me they've had to make a decision between what pill they're just going to stop taking. Now, if you're a doctor, you don't want to hear that, but if you can't afford it, what are you going to do? As Chuck Harder used to say, you can't get blood out of a turnip. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. That's a terrible thing. Something's wrong, and something needs to be fixed. It didn't happen, and with Nancy Pelosi, she went ahead and signed this into legislation, and it backfired, and it hurt all Americans, and she didn't even know what she was signing. Now she wants to read the Republican form. Interesting.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
The internet is a big place, but 123 Ready TV has made it easy to start enjoying all of the current movies you enjoy and those movie classics. What if I told you that you could start streaming everything now and all the latest movies for just $19.99? And it's a one-time charge, not monthly. 123 Ready TV is a media app that you can have on your PC or your Android phone. You see, this app allows you to stream movies and TV shows, weather, and anything you already have on your PC or your phone or on the internet. Plus, no commercials. Find out why so many people are using this amazing media player. Start saving money and start enjoying all your favorite TV shows now and movies for just a one-time payment of $19.99. To get yours, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com and click on the store page for your 123 Ready TV. All right, folks, welcome back to the broadcast. I am Keith Allen at the helm here. Pirates hijacking an oil tanker off the coast of Somalia. Somalian officials and piracy experts said today, in the first hijacking of a large commercial vessel since 2012. So the area where the hijacking occurred is overseen by the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, which is based in Bahrain. Was immediately clear what the pirates' intentions are, but it may become one of the Trump administration's first international tests, according to many experts right now, monitoring the situation. The vessel's captain reported to the company that they were approached by two skiffs. In one of them, they could see armored personnel on board, the official said. The ship changed course quite soon after the report and now anchored. Officials spoke in condition of anonymity as one was authorized to speak publicly, of course, about the incident. So it wasn't immediately clear. It wasn't immediately clear who owned the ship or it was flagged. Steed said it was UAE owned, and but the Middle East-based official said that it was Greek owned, and Comoros flagged with plans to reflag it to Sri Lanka. But frustration has been rising among local officials and fishermen, and including former pirates, at what they say are foreign fishermen illegally fishing in local waters. So some pirates usually hijack ships and crew for ransom. They don't normally kill hostages unless they come under attack, including during rescue attempts. So this would be the first commercial pirate attack again off Somalia since 2012. And the United Nations report seen by the AP in November said that it had been almost, 3 years since Somali pirates successfully hijacked a large commercial vessel, but they retained the capacity and intent to resume the attacks, and lately has shifted to targeting smaller foreign fishing boats. So it's a story we're watching here at For the People. Wasn't there there was a movie with Tom Hanks with one of those stories that you got to watch. I'm telling you, Tom Hanks. Politically, I don't see eye to eye with him, but his movies, he was a captain and was based on a true story. All the best movies based on a true story for sure. I want you to stay tuned because we have a great interview lined up for you. And this lady, Namou, is a storyteller. And that's her last name. Weam is her first name. And, of course, she's of Middle East descent. She's from Iraq, but she's a U.S. citizen. She lives over here. And she's an author of many books. And we're going to talk about the immigration issue. Trying to make some sense out of it. Now, I was born over here. We went through 9/11. And all the stereotypical things that you hear, and trying to sift through the sands, if you will, to try to understand a little bit in perspective, and not so much trying to make this all a political thing at all, but common sense about this travel ban that has upset and enraged a lot of foreigners from many different countries. That affects a lot of people. Now, yes, this is a temporary travel ban. And yes, Obama has instituted one. Yes, Bill Clinton has instituted. Other presidents have done it. Bush has done it. I don't know why this is so different, but maybe some of the language that Donald Trump has used, maybe it's upset them. Now, we do know that Iraq, there's a different story to be told there. And that is because they're fighting alongside us. They had to adjust that. So it's better for Iraqis, but we'll find out from Weam if it's enough. Let's see what she has to say. Stick around. Remember, For the People is 100% listener supported. We could certainly use your help to help us. Our website, forthepeopleshow.com. We'll be back right after this.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
The Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to For the People, and I am very pleased that we have Weam Namou. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm just absolutely horrible when it comes to pronouncing people's names. She knows it, but we tried to practice a little bit before she came on the broadcast. Weam, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, we talked a little about what's circulating in the news, and with the travel ban. A lot of people, what I have found, are a little confused, but sort of understand where the president's coming from on this. But as many people that understand where the president is kind of coming from on this, there's a lot of people that really don't understand where he's coming from and actually very agitated. Have you found that to be true?
Yes, but there's reasons for that as well. I guess my major thing when the ban was announced is that we were targeting, to me it felt like we're again targeting the wrong country, as so happened in 2003.
Yes.
That was my first thing. So it wasn't about whether or not we should do the ban, but there are certain countries that should have been on the top of that list.
Yeah, and now you're an Iraqi, you were a citizen of Iraq, and now you're obviously an American. So that's changed. Immediately, Iraq was on that terror list, or not the terror list, but the ban, the travel ban for folks not to be able to travel into the country. Since then, that's been relaxed. Why do you think that is?
Because of the fact that Iraq is working diligently to try to get rid of ISIS, and they have been for years. They have, I'm a reporter as well. I mean, I have books out, but I've also been reporting about these subjects for the past 10 years. And I've sat with many delegates that came from Iraq and Washington, and all our meetings consist of talking about how to get rid of ISIS, how to help the Christians return to their lands that were taken by ISIS. And even before ISIS came in the picture, there was a lot of work to be done about the extremists that were coming into the country.
You just said it, extremists. So Iraqi citizens have been dealing with extremism of their own, which is ISIS. The same ISIS that, of course, would like to wreak havoc over here. It's been a struggle, obviously, for Iraqi citizens to be able to really have, peace and tranquility in their country, but they're fighting